Admiral's log. The past year has been one of the most tumultuous in my career as an admiral. The war with the Soviets is finally over, and I must admit I am pleasantly surprised by the outcome. Not only did we win, but we also managed to form an alliance with our former enemy. The geopolitical landscape has changed so much that it's hard to recognize it. Now we find ourselves in a new war, this time against the mighty British Empire. It's a daunting challenge, but one that we are ready to face. What's more surprising to me is that we are now allied with the US, Italy, Germany, and even the Soviets. I never thought I would see the day when Japan and the Soviet Union would be fighting on the same side. But war has a way of making strange bedfellows. I have been working closely with my Soviet counterparts. Their naval tactics and strategies are different from ours, but they are effective nonetheless. I am confident that our alliance will strengthen as we continue to fight together. Of course, there are still some tensions between our two nations. Memories of the very recent war with the Soviets are still fresh on our minds and theirs, and it will take time for us to fully trust each other. But for now, we have a common enemy, and we must work together to defeat them. As for the war with Britain, we're doing all we can to gain the upper hand. Our navy is strong, and we have some of the most advanced ships in the world. The mighty Royal Navy has been badly hit by the various adversaries that Britain has made over the years. However, we must be careful not to underestimate the British. They have a long history of naval dominance, and they will not go down easily. Hey guys, still here and welcome to episode 21. It is October 1925, and as you have heard in the Admiral's log, a lot has happened. We're no longer at war with the Russians. The Russians were able to make peace. I did ask them very nicely if they were able to part ways with North Sakhalin. They said no. They did give me a bunch of money in return, and that was the end of that. So I didn't gain any ships, I didn't gain any provinces. Does that mean the war is for nothing? I don't think so, because we still crushed the Russian fleet a bit. But now we find ourselves in a brave new world. Because now it is everybody versus Britain. Great Britain is old. In the past 24 months, they've been challenged by every major power in the quadrant. The Germans, the French, the Italians. They all smell the sense of death of the British Empire. Now that's a bit of an adjusted quote. If you know where that's from, by all means, comment that down below in the comment section. Anyway, the Brits. The poor Brits are at war with myself, with the French, with the Germans. They used to be at war with the Americans as well. They are at war with the Russians and the Italians. The only ones they're not at war with, and they only have a positive relationship with, are the Austro-Hungarians. This means that the once proud Royal Navy is down to 48 ships. They used to have well over 100 ships. That's been reduced to 48. Now, of those 48 ships, apparently they're all splitting themselves up because they got 23 task forces out there, so it's all small shit. They're building a whole bunch more, which means that their delays are going to be absolutely crazy. If you build this much at the same time, if you go over your shipyard capacity, your shipbuilding capacity, it's going to get mental. Now, the Brits are not the only one doing this. You can see the French building 214 ships, the United States building 150, 131 for the Italians. And on top of that, the Brits are also repairing 60 ships, and the French are repairing 64, the Americans are repairing 91. So yeah, it's safe to say that the Americans are also well over their shipbuilding capacity. The Americans have a substantial fleet, but fortunately I don't have to engage those at the moment, because I'm allied with the Americans. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, it's not necessarily unfortunate, it's just unexpected. Really unexpected. Now, what's happening in the world is that I have one battlecruiser of mine, the Chitose. It's been upgraded to the Haruna 1925 class, and is engaging the battleship of the Marlborough class, the Verulam. They both displace pretty similar numbers, 27,000 tons versus 29,000 tons, and this means that arguably it should be a fairly even fight. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. The Brits have 8 15-inch guns. I have 8 13-inch guns. So my guns are smaller, but my top speed is greater. I have more bulkheads. When it comes to armor, I can't quite say yet. It's 0.8 to 18 inches. This is 0.8 to 16 inches, so arguably they have less armor, but you can't really say where they got that armor installed. At least the Verulam isn't as fast. She's only doing 24.9 knots in a straight line. So whether she'll be able to make any use of all of those guns, if I let her, well, maybe. Let's see how it goes. Here we go. Chitose opening up with her 13-inch guns. And, of course, the British ship opening up with her 15s. Now, it's an ABXY format, same as my ship. So both of us are going to have to go broadside if we will make anything happen here. This ship also has a substantial amount of 7.2-inch guns. I only have a couple of 4-inch guns as secondaries. So my guns, secondary guns, really don't do that much. Interestingly, we pretty much only spotted each other at around 11 kilometers. I had hoped I would spot the ship far sooner than that. But unfortunately, this is all that I got. So getting a bit of a sniping shot in on the target is unfortunately not in the cards. We're going to have to engage her as she is. Now, this is reminiscent of a Dreadnought, in the sense that she still has a couple of casemate guns, but you can see that this design is well on the way out of being a standard Dreadnought. It is much more in line with eventually becoming a battleship. As for my 13-inch guns, they're Mark III. This is an upgraded ship, as much as can be. And she is firing increased AP shells, so she has a lot of AP shells, but they're not that good because they're semi-ballistic. So they're mostly designed to deal with, I think, back in the day, the Russian cruiser fleet? I think that's the target that I was engaging at the time. But what I'm going to do is lob some lob some AP their way and hopefully knock out their main tower. And the ship has very good accuracy. Of course, it is gonna... Holy moly. It's gonna go up and down a bit as I do my maneuvering. But, hot damn. Apparently, main belt, aft belt pen. So, either this is a really bad design, or they don't have a lot of armor on the aft belt, because I don't have that much pen. We're 7.5 kilometers out, which means I got 23 inches of pen. 90% chance to hit. Wow. Their chance to hit's probably not nearly as good. Their chance to pen is only 21%? The hell? Here comes the next salvo. Ship seems to be listing to starboard as she starts to flood. Holy crap! I thought this was going to be a fairly even fight, but Chitosa has been hit a little bit, taking 26 damage. She's done 7,700 with 16 hits from her 13-inch battery. Good lord. Do not discount 13-inch guns. I mean, it's only 1925. You don't need to have 18 inchers in this era. But I wasn't expecting these shells to be this deadly. I really hope I can still get some information on that ship before it dies. Let's angle a little bit more so I can get the bow turrets involved. Parcel pen. Yeah, semi-armor piercing might not look like it's extremely damaging. It might not look like those shells can really pen much. But this ship is just getting ripped apart. Absolutely torn asunder, this whole thing. That was the main gun, main tower. She's now done... She's done 30 damage. Wow, 65. She just doubled her damage. Time for me to do a bit more. There we go, more flooding. So, what do we have? Verulam. 880 crew members. It's far fewer than what I have on my ship. Are you running tight quarters? Yeah, cramped quarters. Many bulkheads. Ship is worth 72 million, as opposed to my 75 million, so we're really quite even there. She has a she has a longitudinal weight of set of 39. So that's probably her bow. That's way too heavy. I suspect these 15 inchers are Mark I, correct? So as much as these guys would like to sport big guns, they're actually really bad guns. I generally, for my ships, don't even consider putting guns on unless they're Mark III. that's when it starts to get interesting. That's when these guns start to perform fairly well. They reload in 180 seconds. Okay, their accuracy now is incredibly good though. It's 83, which, considering the state that the ship is in, is really impressive. So I'm not sure how she's getting that much accuracy, because she should have a lot of damage instability issues. Flooding instability minus 5%, damage instability minus 50%, but range found is giving her a 1029% modifier. Okay. What else can we learn about the Brits? Yeah, main belt and main deck aren't that bad. Pretty good, actually, for the main deck. Almost 7 inches, plus 130%. Superstructures, well enough armored. Citadel, 7.5 inches on the first belt. That's a lot. That is a lot. 16 inches on the facing turrets. Okay. Electrohydro 1, Croup 4 armor, Barbette 4, Anti-Torp 2, hull, triple hull bottom. Oh, but Anti-Flood 1. Okay. So that's going to cost you the ship. Capped Ballistic 2 AP shells. And that's probably why they can't pen me. Because these things don't bite into my hull well enough, because I'm a little angled. And my ship has 14.5 inches of armor, plus 125%. So let's be generous and round that up to 30. It's probably a little higher than that. So with these guns, at about 10 clicks, you can pen 39.8 inches on paper, but that's not counting the angled ship that you're targeting. Our crew is trained, mine is veteran, so that means that my accuracy is probably going to be a little better. Oh, there you go, their accuracy just dropped. More flooding, the main tower has been destroyed, that's why their accuracy just bricked. In case you're wondering why Chitose is even engaging the Verulam, it's because I still have a couple of capital ships, battleships and battle cruisers, off the coast of Germany. I still have Helgoland or Heligoland, and so far I didn't remove any ships there because I was expecting another encounter with the Germans. But it is the British that actually started putting ships into the North Sea, and that is what Chitose has been able to find. This could very well be the last salvo. We might not even see the killing blow. Nope. That probably didn't kill her. Let's go and finish the job. This thing really did admirably. She did so much better than I expected. Really good reload of 48 seconds. Compare that to 150 seconds for the Germans, I was going to say, for the Brits. Yeah, these are... I thought these were obsolete, these battle cruisers. I am now going to reconsider that position. And I'm going to keep these things around for a while longer, because if this is what they can do, then I'm actually more inclined to order more. But they're a Dreadnought era design. I don't think I can build these anymore, really. Finish the job, please. Just put it out of its misery. Off screen, I've also had the first... Ooh, destroyed main gun. I've also had the first test of the light cruiser. And that was when I was still at war with the Russians, but it was just the end phase of the Russians. So I wasn't going to completely cover that war on video. The light cruiser encountered a heavy cruiser. And it just completely blew it up before it really got that much of an opportunity to deal any kind of damage. Now my chance to pen is 0. Really? Because it doesn't feel like I'm doing 0 damage. See? That is not 0 damage. Wow. Come on, there she goes, flooding. She just needed like one tiny hole in her hull, and that sacrificed the last bit of flooding. Or the last bit of buoyancy. So, that was an interesting start of the war with the Brits. Now, because there are so many sharks circling the carcass that is the United Kingdom, I am wondering how much I will actually be able to claim. And to that extent, I'm not going to really do that much work in the North Sea or around the British Isles altogether. I mean, I considered invading Ireland or Scotland, because they didn't have that much defensive force over there, but they still have a healthy population. And that means that they'll probably be able to snap their fingers and instantly conjure up a massive army. So my plan of just taking my capital ships from Helgoland, let's say out into, oh, I don't know, northwest England, because there's 70,000 soldiers there. Or northeastern England or Scotland. Scotland's a bit of a no-go. Too many soldiers. Too many Highlanders too. Northern Ireland, 63k. 257k in Ireland at large. Southern England is, as you can expect, extremely well defended because it holds Portsmouth, it holds Plymouth. I think Dover is also considered part, and these are their main ports. These have 700,000 tons of capacity. So if not there, then where? Well, Asia, of course, because Hong Kong is up for grabs. There's only 1,500 soldiers there, and even if they conjure up the whole population as fighters, then that still means that their army is going to be 423,000 and change. So that's an option. As for the rest is mine up here. But the Brits also have North Borneo. Sadly, no oil here, so that makes it a bit less interesting. Brunei does have oil. It even has so many barrels that the game doesn't even give it as a reliable number anymore. So I think we're going to have to send a little bit of a gift package their way. Can I already declare that I want to naval invade in Brunei? Because, well, that's a lot of oil. We can't just let them have it. Naval invasion. I want to... where? Waihawe? What is that? I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Oh, here. Yeah, well... actually, income 680 million. Which is less. No, more than here. Why not? Why not? Gotta make sure that they don't have a port right off of my island. Sorry, right off of my territory. So yeah, I'll take up your naval invasion. We're going to Waihawe. And we're going to send a couple of ships there in order to do my bidding. Kaio, Setsu, Oi, and Uzugumo. And this is going to be 130,000 tons, so it's immediately over the 100,000 tons that I need. I'm also going to send some more ships, because I have some more ships. You guys didn't dock? My god, you really have to explain everything to these guys. I was planning on sending these guys back to Yokosuka to get overhauled, but they never quite made it there. Where's the rest of my capital ship fleet? There's a battle cruiser here. That's another Haruna with our 18-inch gun. Sorry, 8 13-inchers. It's only 30,000 tons. I'm going to need more. There's another battle cruiser, the Kamoy. That's only 23,000 tons. I need a big girl. Where are my biggest ships? Because I do have some fairly substantial warships at this point, like that. Shimane, she's still sporting her older 16.9-inch guns. And I'm very quickly researching more and more big guns. I now have Mark 1 18s. I have Mark 1 17s. I'm probably going to be either researching a Mark 4 for the 12 right now, or Mark 3 for the 16s. The Mark 3 16 would be ideal, because then I can really put her to work. Let's see what happens if I want to overhaul the ship. Because the Shimane was designed really as a placeholder. But since it takes about 3 years to produce one of these hulls, I thought, you know what, I'm going to add a couple of guns on them. But really more there as placeholders rather than anything else. Because with these guns as placeholders, I'll be able to then refit the ship, which generally doesn't take that much time. Whereas putting a whole new set of... Well, actually building a whole new battleship with guns is going to take you, of course, about 3 years. I can give her 15s. It's not stellar, but at least I can use the hull. How long is that going to take? That won't even fit on the barbette? The guns aren't big enough. Wow, that's an insult and a half. Okay. Central lines, 15s, triple barrel, please. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So the guns weren't big enough for the ship. Oh, wow. This barbette is being a bit obnoxious to place down. Medium 2? Go away. You got this weird sloping thing, and I've been fighting this when I first designed the ship as well. It makes it a bit tedious to actually put something on here. I mean, I could put it there, but that doesn't quite work. And the alternative is putting it over there. An enlarged... Even an enlarged doesn't want to sit on this weird dip. Not the big... I mean, this thing was designed... Oh. I was gonna say, she's designed to... For fuck's sake. She's designed to carry really big guns. But she can't have those yet. Look, I don't want to fit a 17-inch gun just because the barbette says so. I should be able to fit smaller guns on the same barbette. I mean, I understand if you don't want something like this holding an 18-inch gun up. That thing's gonna fall over. But this should be able to at least house a 15-incher. Sadly, not. It's only gonna take me 1 month to refit this? That is quite generous. Yeah, why not? Well, it's not going to turn. That's probably why not. It's going to be bow in. It's going to be 9 15-inch guns, which is about the same as a battleship. Yeah. Can I still fit something like the medium barbette that I was supposed to have? Oh, yes. Oh, give me a break. Look, I'm just trying to get the hull out. I just want to get this ship out into the water to actually start doing something useful. Right now, she isn't doing anything useful. Okay, copy this. And I believe I have a hull that is far smaller, but has the same level of firepower as this 114,000 ton beast. But the real reason why I'm not using that is because she's not quite ready. This ship has to go out there right now because I need her to do my bidding. I need her to start hunting things down and do a naval invasion. And right now she's just not doing that. Go coincidence, rangefinder. We don't believe in the other one. Electrical turrets. Yes. TNT 3. Cordite, 2 powder. Base fuse is fine. Holy crap, that pen. We're gonna go back to semi-ballistic. Because as I've just seen with 13-inch guns, that, in this era, is more than enough. Gear turbines 2, excellent. Sometimes the game has a bit of a borked situation where you can actually upgrade something, and it's going to take you suddenly less time to refit. So I'm trying to find where that, well, where that bug is, essentially. I'm trying to use that. I mean, abuse that. No, doesn't even care about sonar. Okay, fine. Well, okay, fine. We're gonna refit Shimane for 2 months, and then she's gonna be ready to go out and do a bit of a naval invasion. The other battleships, I am refitting, what, 3 or 4? And those took a bit more time than I actually liked. So in order for those things to be ready, I'll just have to be patient. I cannot suddenly pull them out of the dock half finished, because the game won't let me. So with those guys, I'm going to have to be patient. Can I make up 100k with cruisers? Probably not. Well, like 10 to 15 light cruisers would do it. Yeah, Mikaho is refitting in 2 months. Jutose is in Helgoland. Setsu is at sea in the Yellow Sea. At sea? Oh, there you are. Never mind. Yeah, we'll just push this fleet off of Yokosuka over. Stop lagging, my dear game. We were going here. Let's say hello. I do wonder if I can actually do several invasions at the same time. I've never tried that, so I'm not sure if it's going to work. Okay, Mikaho, Taibo, Senyo, you guys are going to Hong Kong. We're going to just nicely gobble up everything that the Brits have to offer. As for the rest of the British fleet, where are they at? There's one lonely battleship. There's one destroyer. I'm seeing a couple of submarines capable of laying mines, I think. The SM type is a mine layer. SSC is submarine coastal. Scapa Flow definitely has a large minefield around it. So does Sunderland. Here is one destroyer. Yeah, the British fleet's probably all over the place. Here's another one. Why are all these ships going to the Caribbean? Ah, that's where the battleships are. 6 battleships. Uh-huh. And there's a heavy cruiser. Yeah, so the Brits are all here. Okay, well that's good info. At least now I know. And now I can start making preparations. The Brits are probably not going to allow me to go through the Strait of Gibraltar. Not myself, not France, not Germany, not the Soviets, and not the Italians. So they definitely control this, which does... Well... Can I invade this? There. Army Force 153. What the hell? Like, what? The 7 Spanish light cruisers could invade this. They're the only ones not at war. What? Okay. So I guess I will... Sorry, I only noticed that southern France has been taken from France by the Italians. I was wondering why Marseille and Toulon and Nice were suddenly in the hands of the Italians. Well, now I know. Oh man, this is such a borked campaign. Okay, on to the next couple of turns, and let's see what the next month is going to bring. A few months later, the invasion of Weihawei failed. So I'm now invading Brunei. But something more interesting has come up. New technology in hull strengthening. I know how you guys like big battleships, and you cannot lie. And that means we're going to be building a super battleship or an experimental battleship. Can it get bigger? Yes, it can always get bigger. We're now launching an invasion on Brunei, and I have lost 400 soldiers, and they have lost 126. Now, what happened in Weihawei, I'm not sure, but these 700 soldiers put up a fairly miraculous fight, and kept off about 190,000 tons of warships, which is what I had in the end. Whether the Bruneians are able to do the same thing, I don't know. It's only going to take 3 turns, apparently, even though they have fewer soldiers. Sorry, 3 times the soldiers. I don't know. Anyway, new ship design. It is 1926. Last ship design is from 1920, so I'm well overdue another ship. Now, I don't know what the experimental battleship hull looks like, so I'm really curious to see. And I'm also curious to see how big this thing can get. This one, 72,000 tons. That's, almost French. Almost French in nature. The super battleship. What I have so far. The biggest one is the Shimane at 114,000 tons. This ship can do 125,000 tons. And if I supersize her, it's going to be 151,000 tons of warship. Now, I imagine that this thing is probably going to be capable of side-mounting 15-inch guns. Just because... Yeah, I'm not even wrong. Good lord. Holy crap. This could be the ship that ends all ships. I'm going to make this thing as ridiculous as possible. So, let's see how odd we can make this thing. Did I just actually balance this thing out perfectly? Surprising. I'll probably mess that up later. Medium funnel there. Super dual funnel. Come on, can you fit a funnel, please? Thank you. Let's go with the cramped quarters. Standard quarters, please. Geared turbines. balance boilers, perhaps? Yeah, there we go. Better engine, better steering. She's not likely to slow down very well, let alone accelerate. If I want to accelerate 151,000 tons with like a gas turbine, a turbo-electric drive, 375 million. This does give me that really juicy acceleration, which is nice. Turning circle is 955. If I give her an unbalanced rudder and the best steering, I can I can push that down to 635? That's extremely good. She can be spotted from orbit, naturally, because this is basically a moving city and a half. I'm not even using any turrets yet, and my crew is already... Where did I see that? 2,600 men. I would like to say and women, but, well, not really. I can fit 14 turrets on this ship, if I so desire. Which I do. La-di-da-di-da. There we go. That... Oh my god, these things can now fight... No, they're not secondaries. Ah, crap. I was gonna say, these things can now engage several threats at the same time, because they're different weapon groups. Well, actually, no, they are. They are. Wait a second. Does that mean this thing can engage targets on both sides of the ship? I can fire 12, 13 inches out on one side, and 12 out the other? Sign me up. Okay. That means that this girl is gonna go right into the thick of the battle. So, turtle her up. I mean, this is not unusual. Finally, a flat surface. Let's go with barbettes. Really? Okay. This thing is picky. So, that's all my side guns mounted. Fine. They're Mark II. By the time that they're finished, they'll be Mark III. It's fine. The problem is, I can fit more of these than I can probably actually fit because I have insufficient tonnage. Good lord. No! Hold on. What if I upgrade them, though? Yes, there we go. Don't care about the radio. We're not going to be listening to the radio. TNT, semi-armor piercing, semi-ballistics, yeah. I would like to max her out on all shells, but I'm not sure I can do that. If I go for turbines? Yes, turbines is the answer. That gives me the displacement that I need. So this thing has a 13-inch secondary battery. This ship is insane. Now my shipyard will eventually be able to build even bigger. The problem is, I don't have a bigger hull. Oh, also, I'm gonna have to condense the citadel a bit, because the armor scheme is probably going to be an issue at this stage. So, pull these turrets in a bit. Yeah, we're still not quite there. Okay, so, if this thing wants to fire a full broadside, she's probably gonna tip over. Because she'll fire 18 16-inch guns and another 12 13-inchers. That's the level of firepower that she's at right now. That's a lot. How long is this going to take to build? 5 years? 41 months. Not even 4 years then. Sign me up. Oh, if you put incendiary shells on this thing. So if this thing fires one broadside salvo, it just wipes something off the map. And I'm not talking a ship, I'm more talking a nation at this point. There, that fixes that. Weight is still surprisingly good. Considering what I'm putting on this thing. Oh, man. Seriously, though. I think the ship will suffer from accuracy issues because she doesn't have a uniform made battery. But I cannot put 13-inch, or I cannot put 16 inchers here. I mean, I could, but that would definitely not fit. A side mount triple 13-inch weighs 1,419 tons, and a 16 weighs 2,300 tons per. So I'd have to dig up a lots of displacement from somewhere. If you have 12, 13 inchers as secondaries, do you really need a secondary battery? I mean, I can. But at this point, it's more of a joke than anything else. Why not? I'm not so sure where to save some weight. It's a bit of an issue. Here, perhaps? Because I gotta make sure that the ship still can maneuver. Better engines would definitely help, and the ability to upgrade my armor scheme to Crypt 5 would help. Eventually even modern armor, and then going for a better armored citadel. Yeah, see, here's another challenge. I could probably have sonar or hydro or what have you and try to get out of the way of a torpedo, but it takes 1,100 meters for a turn, supposedly. Which, honestly, it really won't be able to do. So, I might as well not care about torpedoes. Do we want to go for super heavy shells? The penetration on these guns is too good. Well, with semi-armor piercing doesn't matter. Or semi-ballistics. Yeah. No, it'll be fine. If I slow her down, like to 27 knots? No. I'd rather sacrifice a bit of weight and make her faster, actually. You can do 30 knots? What? Wow. Okay. So this is the Divine Broadside. Yeah, even the cat disagrees with that. This is the Divine Broadside class, because it is. Only thing I gotta do is pull this turret in a bit more. And see if I can fix that offset, or armor the ship up a little. Because armor-wise, she doesn't have that much. Which doesn't mean that she'll sink right away. Not by a long shot. Can I still pack that? Maybe sonar one? No. Too heavy. Wait, I'm packing stereoscopic? I want the coincidence rangefinder. I don't care about stereoscopic. Stereoscopic is for long-range engagements, which this thing will not do. She'll brawl. Because she has a massive panic factor about her of having this much firepower. Who needs 18-inch guns anyway? Right, the Divine Broadside class. I think we are ready. Let's go and build one of these things. It's not an overstatement when I say that this thing takes up almost half my shipbuilding capacity building one. One ship. So that's going to be fun. And that thing will block up the shipyard for about 3.5 years. Whew. So we can expect her to enter service in 1929. Yeah, 1929, maybe 1930, because she still has to commission as well. Okay. Yeah, I can't build that. Well, yeah, I can fit one. Let's go. I still want to upgrade this. We're going to 209,000 tons because it still adds shipbuilding capacity. The Divine Broadside. That is going to cost me a bit of money. How much is a bit? 19 million a month. But she'll be worth it. 38 months only? Did we get some sort of breakthrough in shipbuilding tech? What did I do to deserve this? And how do I get more? Jeez, the cats are having their crazy hour right now. I don't want further hull strengthening. Mark 4... Oh, the Mark 4 13-inch is useful to the Divine Broadside class. Okay. As for the rest, armor quality is going to come in very useful because it's group 5. Armor forging is going to reduce ship construction time, and so will hull construction. It's going to reduce ship flaws. This is going to... Oh, turtleback armor scheme. That's going to be useful if I'm going close in, which I will. So, the Divine Broadside class coming to you soon, like in 4 years, which will probably translate to 3 to 4 episodes, I think, depending on how this war with the Brits goes. So, that's going to have to wait. This has been the episode for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the Divine Broadside, and I shall see you soon for another